Yeah. I think just a minute. Just a setting is required, and we can start off. अभी क्लियर नाउ डिस्टर्बेंस तो नहीं है जो पीछे बज रहा है उसका डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं आ रहा ना आर वी ऑडिबल वेरी मच ऑडिबल
yes
yeah okay fine so we are absolutely ready to go live this is fine to us so
please tell me when we start.
Hey, you can start. We are live. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, friends. I am Ashok Gupta, Vice President Sales, Adhesive.
डिस्टर्बेंस तो नहीं है जो पीछे बज रहा है उसका डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं आ रहा ना आर वी ऑडिबल वेरी मच ऑडिबल
Yes
yeah okay fine so we are absolutely ready to go live.
Good afternoon, friends. I am Ashok Gupta.
Sorry.
Vice President Sales.
Yeah, it's going now.
Ceramic and Building Line.
It's live.
Mapei India. And take this opportunity to welcome you all on the live session with Architect Kalapi and Architect Maitri on behalf of Mapei India. This pandemic, the coronavirus, has put everything on hold, and we are forced to be sitting in the home and without doing anything. But the technology has now helped us to have an online interaction, and this would be the future of the construction industry. So Architect Kalapi and Architect Maitri, the leading architects from Bharuch, I would like to share few things about introduction about our Architect Kalapi. He is the first chairperson of IIID Bharuch, and I have been personally associated with them since last more than 12 years, and very innovative and creative architect, and done many projects along with him. So without taking much time, I request Architect Kalapi and Architect Maitri to share with us their journey till date, the professional journey till date. Thanks. Over to you, Architect Kalapi.
Namaskar friends. This is 16th July 2010 that I'm talking about now. This young man, rather old man with white hair and clad in his khadis, come to our small center of Bharuch IIID. He sits along with us and meditative pose, really inspiring one and all. For him, we perform this small little skit and really honor what he has done throughout his life. He is the one. Look at him explaining one by one, showing us his work, portraying, and never you know that how and when he's touching actually our hearts, our minds, our souls. And he goes on and on. We thank him from our heart that he had come over here and had sat with us and has shared his all the knowledge. In fact, we couldn't stop clapping and with cry, like there was all tears in our eyes while clapping and adoring this man's journey throughout his life, his and his wife certainly. And it was absolutely a stunning moment, 10 minutes clapping and we couldn't stop ourselves, just going on. And he just blessing us all and saying, बस आज रस्तो हो ही सके बीजो कोई रस्तो छेज नहीं. Yes, I'm talking of none other than the one gentleman sitting in the center, Nimish Bhai Patel. Also, at this juncture, we didn't miss Parul Ben's presence, but still, she was there in his all magnanimity with this such a lovely guru with us, was sitting by us. The next day morning, we never realize, and something happens. It is like the destiny that had to happen. And Nimish Bhai really visits our house in making. First of all, he wasn't going to come. But when he came, just by the blessing of God, and while he was visiting the house, what he saw, he started photographing. He photographed. And I was very happy, but he did say nothing to us. Next few days, and we received these. These are the original photos clicked by Nimish Bhai, who is no more with us. And this is a beautiful, this is in fact the first presentation after his death that we are presenting. And it is such an honor to present the photos that were clicked by him. And actually, as you see these photos, we had never ever seen these walls the way he had clicked them. We never knew what lied in them, what life it had in them. It was only after these clicks that actually we came to know that this is what our walls mean. This is what the life that we have tried to put into them. Actually, till that time, it was just a body coming up, but the introduction of the soul was done by him. So this is a special occasion today. We remember our Gurujans who have shaped us in our lives. We bow to them and start our today's journey.
देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशालाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
Yes, salutations to the Guru who opened our eyes by his eyes of wisdom, which were closed from our darkness of ignorance. We bow down to these Gurus who have shaped us in our lives and have made us see the world so differently, experience it so differently. Having said that, today we are going to talk about, oh, we missed it. Of course, what you see is our spiritual guru, and this smiling guru of ours has made all the difference into our lives. I must really again really remember him. Is the way he is, and yes, the gentleman whose association 12 years, as you rightly said, and the journey continues. Ashok Bhai, it is a great privilege to have you into our lives, and innumerable ways you have supported us into our pagalpan, into our experiments, into whatever that we have said. You have believed into us and actually supported us directly and even indirectly without mentioning further. But yes, are you just the same into this one? I can't recognize which of the one is you into this photograph. Ashok bhai, this is something absolutely stunning to me. आज का और अब पहले का shape का कुछ अलग तो बहुत था. Having said that, we also remember Dattaji, the MD Mapei India. In fact, we have had this privilege of meeting him once, him coming and giving us the live demonstration of the products of Mapei. And actually, without it goes unsaid that the force behind Ashokji who stands and who in fact supports is Dattaji also. So, and look at him, such a handsome person, I must say. We really remember you, Dattaji, and we are also thanking you from the bottom of our heart that you are present. Though you are not present anywhere, you are not seen anywhere, but your ethereal blessings are with us. Thank you so much for all the support and love till now. Having said that, we will share our journey and our realizations and its stories as narrated by Ashokji. Let's start this journey. In fact, I would just like to say that it is divided into 4 parts, as you can rightly see on the screen. Before 2009, it was just living architecture, just the truthfulness towards architecture, just being honest to the work that we were doing. But from 2009 and onwards, we started realizing that we did exploration of material. In 2016 till 2016 of June, it was amalgamation of architecture and Bharat Sudhista. From 2016 June till 2020 of March, yes, amalgamation of architecture and Indian classical music, which we call it as musictecture. And 2020 March and onwards, now what? Actually, yes, today we are standing at a point where we need to say, now what? I'm pretty, and this is from the bottom of our hearts that we are saying that now what is a question that is there. Having said that, we start this journey of 2009. In very brief, we'll try and look at our journey throughout till now. So let's see the exploration of material.
In 2009, we started making our own house. And when we were designing, the material that came in our mind was brick. Because we lived in brick, we lived with brick in our journey of architecture during our studies. At that time, it occurred that if it is our house, it has to be out of brick. And the first time we started exploring material in its own sense, like it was a naked material that we were using for a building. And we experimented a lot with walls, how it has to be, with lights, how it has to be laid. And of course, it was the Panch Mahabhuta were revealed through this design, that we wanted to welcome sky, we wanted to welcome air and light, and of course the earth element in space. So here, when we were experimenting, you can see these staircases, amphitheater, doors, walls, everything out of bricks. And of course, we realized that there is no different material in architecture and interior. It is a single envelope that defines both architecture and interior. So,
Having said that, yes, so you're so right, Maitri. And the realization of the single skin and no layerings really came about in amazement while we were working with this particular project of our house. And it was the starting point that we will use material, single material for everything that we do, be it the door, window, or say furnitures, or say anything. In fact, you will see in the journey ahead. Also, we come to our second point of paper tube office, which we did. And this was the office that we A client just walks in into our office and says that he wants an office in a particular budget. And it was 2014 that we are talking. And in 2014, it was the year Shigeru Ban had won the Pritzker. And we thought that why not really honor this particular moment and really honor the person himself and make the entire office out of paper tube. And yes, the next was everything in paper tube. The rule is simple. Just take a material and apply it anywhere and everywhere into every particular element that you have. Just use it. Yes, Maitri, you want to share something?
So this is how we gave tribute to Shigeru Ban, one of the most wonderfully worked architect who really explored this material. And here comes the studio, Hammer Element State-up Studio, which even Ashokji were mentioning. And I think Kalapi can just brief us more about this.
Yes, certainly this was the project which brought us to limelight. In fact, from 1995 till 2015, when we received our first award, 20 years, guys, what I would say is something is undescribable. It is only that it was just work, 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 and work in just that faith and complete honesty with the work, which resulted into this particular project. And into one project only, we go on to receive these 8 national awards and an international award. We were very proud to receive this architizer since we were the second in from our country after Sanjay ji to receive this award, along with the Lotus Design Studio, Delhi. And having said that, yeah, we had attempted something beautiful, which we are very proud of. And it was an attempt to do a melodic fusion of technology and design as an art. It was the skills of the craftsman and imagination of an artist. This project is the understanding of the past seen in the new light of the present. Yes, having said that past, I want to come to the actual concept, the way it was designed and it was envisaged. And at this juncture, I would like to remember Khushro Jilla, who was the sound consultant to this particular project, and also the guru of our client, 3 young gentlemen who had approached us to design this particular project. And to them, as he describes, that the sound, the way it reverberates into the temples of our ancient temples, and the sound, the way it reaches to the last person, be the size of the hole may be any, but the person sitting on one end and the sound reaches to the other end, so flawless, fluent, and without any reverberation. The same concept, he said that we use it over here, and such a material like brick, he said that we're going to do that. And it was just a revelation that brick also can be used for making the sound room, which is such a technical subject. And from there on, after having done that, while we were making this presentation, this particular sentence by Shilpa Shetty, really, we just keep repeating, but yes, it is always great to remember this, that grass is always greener on the other side. And she is proud to be an Indian. And as she narrates, that I flaunt my complexion and I'm proud to be noticed as an Indian wherever I go. With the same philosophy in the mind, and if to put it in our words, we do say that we have to decipher, understand, use, and be proud of what we possess, we actually possess. After all, we are one of the oldest civilizations, tested civilizations all in existence, with a highly developed and testified heritage. Having said that, yes, as you just see, the entire space has been done in the local material that is available in and near Rajkot. It is 33 kilometers away. The material is unconventional in a way. These are fire bricks, as you see, and these are normally used into various factories where they require fire is one of the major elements where to make their products, and for the furnaces especially. And these refractories, there are around 60 refractories in and around in Bakaner, in fact. And using these bricks, the entire studio has been done out of single material, as you can see. Very minimal, since it is a place where the commerce has to be done. It is a place where it had to appeal to the client, and also the products which they were to sell had to be portrayed. So you can see that the use of the carpets, the use of the sitting, the way they are, these are the products which our client used to deal in, and so they have been made, or else it is the single material that has been used entirely into the making of this entire space. So we are actually extremely proud. And not only that, when we visited refractory, I just want to say there were 1,500 and more kinds of, as you can rightly see, material that were there, the four formats, the modules that were available, there were more than 1,500. And I started crying, actually, seeing that, oh God, what will I do now? What will it be that we will be using for this particular project? And then eventually we went on to decide that we will be using 4 modules. And out of those 4 modules, these lovely craftsmen, look at them. They require no honor. They require no life. They just are the hard-working people, and they are the ones who are the skill set of India, unnoticed, unaware of anything. And it's just, they just go on laying things and eventually make what we have experienced a while before. This was also a beautiful collaborative effort, and this is what we believe, that any project, I think most will agree that any project that comes up successfully is always a great amalgamation of the clients who are there. The last 4, the below 4 are our clients. On left above is Kushro Jila, who was consultant and guru to our these young boys over there. The middle one, a Sainik of our team, the one who executes, who goes and executes, and he's such a one that for this entire site, I did no site visit, and yet it came about more than what I had expected. Mrityunjay Vishwakarma, a great Sainik of our team, and Malik, as he Ravichandran Chauhan, Ravindra Chauhan, as he himself calls himself, Malik, was the one who single-handedly, along with a few other laborers, went on to build this whole studio, and also the house that you saw before. Single-handedly, Ravindra Bhai has done the whole job.
Now the journey changed. It was March 2016 when we realized that even by doing material exploration, we explored affordable design, then we explored fusion of Indian past and its amalgamation in present. And then when we really were connected to our Indian past, the journey with India, Bharat's wisdom started. And we started searching that what is Indian. The sentence came in, that spirituality is the basis of India. And then we designed this Ayurvedic clinic.
During that time, 3 projects came in because it was a brief time of 3 months. And in our search, we came across these particular figures. And these figures, eventually we went on to like them, and they were known as mandalas. And these mandalas, we actually started using the abstract geometry, though balanced, into our project, overlapping this and designing maybe the furniture layout or the flooring layout, and eventually coming up with an entire 3-dimensional space. And to us, actually, this was the point of leaving or else terminating from the straight lines or the curvaceous lines or the lines which we were already practicing till now, and going and exploring that which is abstract. And these mandalas, these abstract but balanced geometries really helped us in doing that and exploring our further future. Having said that, we come to our next, after these 3 months, we come to our next realization, and that is amalgamation of architecture and Indian classical music.
It was the blessing of God that on a day, Padma Shri Gundesha brothers visited our house. When they visited our house, they decided that we will be their architects. They called us upon to Bhopal to see the site and ask us whether we could design for them. And it was definitely pleasure and a proud moment for us. At that time, we decided that what should be Indian wisdom. And then we started searching for it, and we started amalgamating Indian classical music into architecture. Dr. Janki Mithaiwala, musicologist, helped us to really translate musical knowledge into architecture. And here is the design, the 3D view of what we envisaged.
As you can see, normally to draw these lines and to draw them confidently, it is extremely difficult. How do you do that? And it is the symbiosis or amalgamation with another art form where we have tried to explore it over here. Like Zaha Hadid and Frank Gehry, they worked with paintings. The whole movement of Bauhaus came about by the uh, drawings of Piet Mondrian and the contemporaries then thereby. The whole movement of the deconstruction came from the writing from of Jacques Derrida. Now, it is somewhere after a point of time where you are aware of the nitty-gritty of your own profession. It is the time you go forward in your search and amalgamate it with something that is also prominent, that is which is so very rather I would say that which is having a powerful presence of its own. It has got meaning of its own, it has got a grammar of its own. And fortunately our country is blessed with so many diverse art forms, and with so many not only art forms but languages and cuisines and so many things. And so it was a time for us that we can really take up one of these and try to explore. And this could happen just because of the presence of our dear Dr. Janki Mithaiwala, who is a musicologist, who happens to be sister of Maitri and my Sali. And we all stay together. And she is the one who has done her PhD in Indian classical music. She is a proud, she is a proud disciple of Padma Bhushan, Dr. Prabha Atriji. And she was the one with whom we started. We used to always discuss, and we got this chance whereby a gurukul of hers had to be made, and thereby our discussion or dialogue of how really music and architecture can come together, and something that the world has not experienced. Those lines, those maybe whatever, walls, floor, whatever, I don't know, but we don't want to name that, but can really be experienced, the spaces especially. So this is what you see is the project, and it's live photos. You saw the render, and we are really very happy that yes, whatever lines that we have drawn, with the help of our structural designer, with the help of the karigars, with the help of our site coordinators, with the help of 100 interns who have gone to this site and really have been the part into staying 15 days, 20 days over there, and really helping it shape up and seeing to it that the project is coming the way it has to come. This entire journey has been absolutely stunning, the way as you have seen. Further to this music, as you can see, is flowing into these lines of a studio which also received 2 national awards done in Delhi DLF Mall, the Cora outlet of the Cora Global Outlet, who are into manufacturing of jeans and its products. And as you can see, further we have explored. This is a project about to get realized. Pandemic resulted into it to start in delay, or else on 1st of March, this project got initiated. And beautifully here, as you can see, this is a pyramid and enwrapped by this green screen. And this green screen, the project, since it is in Ankleshwar, it was absolutely essential for us to have an outcome whereby which responds to the polluted environment of Ankleshwar, and yet our architecture is responding it. And what you can see, the outer skin over here, the white, that is the green screen that is going to wrap up. And it has been again done on the lines of Dal Teen Dal. Yes. So having said that, very briefly, we have Ashokji tried to cover up and wrap the entire journey of ours. There are so many projects that we have done, but at least these are few projects that we really thought that we should be sharing our journey along with. And yeah, thank you for so much for this one. That yes, this is the entire amalgam of journey till now. Yes, Ashokji.
Yeah, thank you, Kalapi ji, Maitri ji. And I remember the first project, your house, where we met personally for the first time. And there we started using adhesives.
Absolutely.
That was for the first time. We introduced the product and you started it immediately.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful experience and vast experience what you have shared with us. And these projects would be remembered for years to come. They are wonderful projects. Thank you very much. I would like to know further about your experience with Mapei range of products. How you started it, and what are your feedbacks and further recommendations?
You're so right. In fact, since we teach also, and when we say that any particular material, it's a module, but when these two modules, when they want to come to each other and become one, that is the place where the entire bonding, that beauty of coming together really starts, and that is the place where these adhesives come. Well, in fact, Ashokji, before really showing what you are saying, but this actually resulted because of a concern. And this concern was that which has been built, and this was again Nimish Bhai, who had come over here, really opened up our eyes to. We were aware, but still that fire to know is one part, but to really put us on fire was because of something. Because of this presentation, and his presentation included this revelation to us that which has been built in last 100 years is equal to or more than which has been built ever before. Now, having said that, well, before this pandemic also, and the whole world is so much looking to that, is our world now going to be into a theme park? Whether it is going to be like extinct dinosaurs, the way the extinct dinosaurs were, will our world be into a theme park? Will we have to show 10 generations from or 20 generations from now, take them along into a theme park that there used to be such a kind of a mountain, there used to be such kind of a river? Like, are we going to experience it this way? So having said that, we really started questioning to our contemporaries that can something be done, like let us build without building, or let us rejuvenate that which has already been built from as much as we dig out. Sow your own raw material, and then when ready, harvest and use to build. Certainly the high words of reduce, reuse and recycle, which actually, whenever these words are appealing, but when you actually start to practice them, putting them into practice, then you realize their meanings. What you see presently on the screen, this is the world's first brick metal door windows. Now, this was possible only because of a product that Ashokji introduced to us. And this was Keralastic tea, by which we use this particular product into laying of the floors or the flooring material. And having seen its properties, when we started doing these, using them, experimenting with it, it really fused so very well with metal and bricks that this particular 1000 kg door that you are seeing on the screen on a 650 rupees pivot is standing with no cracks, nothing, no deviation, nothing, just because of this particular adhesive. Furthermore, it's not to just this a movement which is in a way a directional movement, but it further goes on to, we explore it into this chair. And here we have also used, besides the Keralastic tea, there is another product, the white adhesive product. You will have to tell me, I'm just not getting into my mind at present. But it is a product which,
Kerabond.
Yeah, Keralastic tea and rather Kerabond. Yeah, Kerabond. Yeah. So this is where, as you can see, Maitri on the swing, and this swing, of course, it is not she, the dignified one, who uses just the same. The monkey son of mine also uses it, and all the others. In fact, you won't believe it, Gupta ji, in the marriages in our vicinity, the couples, they surely come to have their photographs done onto this particular chair as well as the swing especially, and get themselves clicked. It's a proud thing which you have done, in fact. And not only that, but it further extends to doing this thing also, the brick jewelry. And yes, there you see the metal piece being stuck with the fire bricks, or rather the bricks, by our loving another friend who have dedicated their life to making beautiful product, and that is Jai Jalaram Bricks. I really remember at this juncture them, Tarun Bhai and Ilesh Bhai, and their dear father, whose name I'm forgetting at present, but love you for all your support and kindness till now that you have done to us. And yes, as you can see, that beautifully the way it has been done to glorify the architects by architectural jewelry made from the brick elements. So again, your contribution there too stands in. It does not stop there only. This also resulted into we making a stone showroom for our a friend of ours, a client of ours. And here the stone has been stuck directly onto the metal framework. And this particular single layer of stone acts as a building. Of course, we had to cut down the heat and other aspects. We have used polycarbonate into this one, but still, this particular wondrous products of, or I would say the technological updation that has happened in the entire industry, construction industry, has made it possible for us to really make such buildings, such architecture. And this further on goes on to making a house in Morbi. Well, everyone knows 70% of the production of tile today in India is done in Morbi, and world's 12% is again produced in Morbi in Gujarat. And so tile industry is the throbbing industry there. So the local product or the local material for us became tile. And when we designed this particular project out of tiles, where you can see every element that you see in these pictures are all made up of tiles. And this was like, be it the doors, the windows, the furniture, the flooring, the walls, the ceiling, the door handles, everything has been made out of tiles. The kitchen platform also. So uh, this was only possible because as of this updation, and here too the tile, in fact we call this as a reusable tile house. Ashokji, we will share a different viewpoint also. Your product has done a bit of difference to us in a different way also, that since the entire house had to be such that these tiles can be taken out and be reused. And we did an entire room out of it. But then the kind of time that was getting involved, the client decided that, well, in one of the places where we were making this wash basin, we used this product, Keralastic Tea, and he realized that this is so fast. And in fact, after this particular room that is you are seeing on the screen, this is the room which is where we can take out the tiles, but the entire house then was laid in Keralastic tea. And you did I don't know what do I call this one, but sometimes it affects us this way also. So here, as you can see, this entire project was done this way, really. So this is a short kind of whole journey with the adhesives of Mapei, and we have done really serious experiments to really come up with things. So yeah, Ashokji, further, thank you so much once again.
This has come really very well. This I'm seeing
Thank
for the
you.
first time.
Yeah. Some things we really keep it so that you can host us second time. True.
Okay, now coming on a serious note, this pandemic now is affecting everybody, and the entire fraternity, or I would say the entire industry. What do you think this will be the future of architect designs or use of such products in future, and how you foresee that things has to be done, because personal interaction would be rather very less, meeting clients would be very less. How do you think the pandemic would help us or would create a problem?
So true. Rather than coming to that one, we would rather put it, we will surely come to this one, but we want to present a different perspective. And for this perspective, I'll ask Maitri, as you can see that March 2020 and onwards, now this journey starts.
Yes.
And really your presentation, you really made us go for a week into questioning ourselves that now what is it that really we are going to do. So there is a thought beautifully being rendered by Maitri. Yes.
Here I'm going to share two poetries which really occurred during this pandemic. So when we were just stuck, when Modi ji asked us to stay for a day, then for 3 days, and for a week, and it was just prolonging, and there was no end to it. So suddenly one night I realized that एक अरसे से न रात की शक्ल रूबरू हुई है और न सुबह की झनकार सुनाई दी है। एक अरसे से न रात की शक्ल रूबरू हुई है और न सुबह की झनकार सुनाई दी है। वक्त पल क्षण घड़ी, वक्त पल क्षण घड़ी के कांटों के साथ बदलते जा रहे हैं और दिन रात कैलेंडर के पत्तों की तरह निकल कर उड़े जा रहे हैं। आजकल समय आता है, चला जाता है, पर कुछ न लाता है न ले जाता है, जैसे उसका हर उधार चुकता हुआ है। सारे संबंध बंद कर आज तो समय खुद क्वारंटाइन हुआ है। आज तो समय खुद क्वारंटाइन हुआ है। थैंक यू। तो ये एक ऐसा कुछ महसूस हुआ था कि सच में सब कुछ जैसे थम गया हो और एक ऐसी दौड़ चल रही थी सभी के जीवन में, किसी को क्या बनना था, किसी को क्या करना था, और अचानक से सब रुक गए और सब एक हो गए। मतलब कोई न सेलिब्रिटी था, न कोई मजदूर और न कोई सामान्य मानव आदमी, न कोई डॉक्टर, न कोई नर्स, न कोई पेशेंट। मतलब सभी एक ही जर्नी में ट्रैवल कर रहे थे और थ्रेट था तो आदमी को आदमी से था। मतलब हम डर रहे थे तो और किसी से नहीं, पर किसी आदमी से डर रहे थे, क्योंकि ये क्वारंटाइन का सॉरी ये जो कोरोना का बादल आ रहा था वो किसी को दिखाई न दे रहा था, न छू सकते थे, न महसूस कर सकते थे, बस चला आ रहा था। तो उस टाइम अचानक लगा कि खेल रही थी पकड़म पकड़ी, इतना भाग रहे थे कि खेल रही थी पकड़म पकड़ी, दौड़ लगी थी समय से जकड़ी। हर बार उसी वक्त पे आना जाना, बस समय के साथ वही चल रहा था। खेल रही थी पकड़म पकड़ी, दौड़ लगी थी समय से जकड़ी। कोहली सत्यार्थी से आगे, कोहली सत्यार्थी से साथ कैसे दौड़ू, एक ही थी चक्री। समय ने ऐसा गोता लगाया, कहीं उसे न ढूंढे पाया। समय ने ऐसा गोता लगाया, कहीं उसे न ढूंढे पाया। तब जाके अवकाश मिला कुछ, तब जाके अवकाश मिला कुछ। सोचा क्या किया, क्या कर रही थी, क्या कर सकती हूँ। सोचा क्या किया, क्या कर रही थी, क्या कर रही हूँ। और फिर सोचा क्या कर सकती हूँ, इस लहर में जकड़ी। क्या कर सकती हूँ, इस लहर में जकड़ी। और ये जब क्या कर सकती हूँ वाला क्वेश्चन आया और जब आपने भी हमको यही पूछा, तब हमारे पास कुछ हमने सोचा और जो सोचा है आपके सामने रख रहे हैं।
So, as you can now see, it was that we need to rediscover, we need to revive, we need to reawaken, we need to renew. Now, what are these? And we found out that these have to be done. We need to rediscover the values. Since I had to, I would be reading this one because we really feel that to initiate every child, one has to, like every child will have to be initiated, in fact. We feel that the Indian and cultural art forms of ours, these are going to be imperative for our children to know them. You see, in our country, whatever art forms that they have existed, you have to pass through a strict kind of a regimen to really learn them. To really, after learning, you need to practice them to attain that mastery, and then after having mastered, to present it to the others. The rediscovery of values is something which we feel, in fact, the past, the future. In fact, we feel, Ashokji, the future lies in our past. In fact, the entire world has started realizing this since certain few years of time through yoga, through Ayurveda now. and through our spiritual gurus, it is doing that. But this country has so much to offer, and there is so much left that we actually need to really, we feel that this rediscovering of values is going to be the most important part, because as you can see, before the invasions of others, this country never had anything called pandemic. The way of their life was such that there was no question of any kind of diseases, any kind of such things happening, whereby there would be mass. Um, uh, so this is where we feel that yes, rediscovering of values would be very important. Revival of ancestral, I think, Maitri, yeah.
Yeah, for rediscover values, I have one more other aspect to share, that because of this pandemic, we all realize that everyone's life has a value. Before that, like we may share our personal opinions, or we may have our personal, I don't know what to call it, but अब ऐसा हो गया है कि वो डिजाइनर हो, किसी कंपनी का सीईओ हो, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो, या फिर कोई क्राफ्टमैन हो, या फिर लेबर हो, हर एक की लाइफ की वैल्यू होनी चाहिए. So this is a rediscovery of a value of life that has occurred suddenly because of this pandemic. And with that, of course, the hygiene issues of the highest level person to the laborers, we really have to see, look at that hygiene level and the social distancing, and how it can really change the construction value or design value, that we'll have to see. But firstly, I think we are rediscovering the value of life. That is what has happened after pandemic, I guess.
Point we come to this revival of ancestral knowledge. Juncture of time, I would love to remember my one of the very good friends, architect Dinesh Sudhar, and in fact there are three of them. Dinesh, he comes from his ancestry. They are all the woodworkers. Their another partner, Bharat, they are the owners of the sawmill. They are the ones, they know the wood. They know the wood and they bring the wood. And then they are the ones who give this wood or supply this wood to the woodworkers. And the third partner of theirs, that is Jitendra, he is typically from a Kathiawadi farming background. Kathiawadi Patel from a farming background. You see, and these guys, they became architects. Now, when you become an architect, you feel that you are absolutely something else. You are out of world. You have changed your profession. Not really, not really. In fact, to bring that pride into what your ancestral past is, and to explore the ancestral knowledge, the wisdom that is being carried through centuries of this of theirs into their जैसे कहते हैं ना, खून में जो आया है हुआ है, उसको ग्लोरीफाई करना, ये हम पढ़ाई लिखाई करके जो है, इनफैक्ट हमें हमारी एनर्जीज उसमें भी लगानी है. काम तो करना ही करना है, जो हमें लगता है वो हमारी खुद की एक जर्नी है, पर जिस खून से हम जुड़े हुए हैं, जिस मिट्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं, उनको जो है उसको एक्सप्लोर करना, that is something that we need to revive this one. So even if it's a blacksmith, be it a cobbler, be it a woodworker, be it any profession your fathers they used to belong to, you really need to see to it that you really go back, look to it, and really see to it that the knowledge that they carried, document them, really come up with, present it to the world. At least document for the further generations, because now you are changing the your profession. So it is extremely important to carry out this knowledge and further to take forward the same.
जैसे कलापी ने बताया, तो शायद बहुत लोगों को एकदम क्लियरली नहीं समझ आया होगा, ऐसा मैं मानती हूँ। पर उसमें अगर एकदम बेसिक की बात करें, जैसे हमारे पहले के घरों में तुलसी प्लांट बाहर होता ही था, या फिर अगर घर का जो चौका है, मतलब जहाँ से एंटर हो रहे हैं, वहाँ फिग प्लांट का एक गुजराती में जिसको उमरो बोलते हैं, मतलब वही होता था और हर रोज उसकी पूजा होती थी। और बाकी भी जो लेयरिंग थे घर के, वो भी कुछ अलग तरीके से थे। तो उसका क्या रीजन था, तो हम अब सब जानने लगे हैं कि तुलसी प्लांट तो ऐसा था कि उससे बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शंस या वायरस जो भी है वो घर में अंदर ही नहीं आ सकते, बिकॉज इट इज एंटीऑक्सीडेंट प्लांट, तो हमेशा ही घर में अच्छी हवा आने देगा और बाकी सब वायरस खत्म हो जाएंगे। या फिर जो हम ये उम्रों की भी बात कर रहे हैं, इट वाज आल्सो फॉर द सेम रीजन। तो वो जो सारा नॉलेज है वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे एंसेस्टर्स के पास छुपा हुआ है, जो जानते थे कि किस सीजन में क्या खाना है, कैसे खाना है, या फिर कैसे रहना है, कौन सा वुड यूज करना है या किस। तो हर एक चीज की बारीकियां थी, हर एक चीज की एक डिसिप्लिन थी जो उनके पास थी, और कहीं बीच में आके ब्रेक हो गई, क्योंकि सब पढ़ाई करने लगे और कुछ फील्ड नया पकड़ लिया, तो वो नॉलेज कहीं टूट गया। तो हमें लगा कि जब हम घर में रहे इतने दिनों, तो जब घर में रहे तो हमारे एंसेस्टर्स के साथ हम कुछ और शेयर कर पाए, तो उनके नॉलेज के बारे में भी कुछ और जान पाए। और हमें लगा कि हम बहुत ऊपर ऊपर के लेवल पे बात कर रहे हैं, जो इन डेप्थ नॉलेज इतनी सदियों से चला आ रहा है, तो उसको हमें समझना चाहिए और जरूर अपना जो काम है उसमें उसको दिखाना चाहिए। So this is what really we realized during this pandemic again.
Again, this is, of course, a lot is happening, and yet to renew the art and craft and to strengthen, support, collaborate with the existing skillfulness of the country, to believe into it and to believe, uh, to be into constant companionship of it. Uh, Once the belief is established, practicing it to perfect it, and once perfected, to perform it. तो ये क्या है कि ये हमें बिल्कुल करना ही करना है, और इसको लेके again, as I'm go to you want to say something about that one? But reawakening of the Indian wisdom, which Maitri was a while before mentioning. If there was so much goodness in the past that we had, then very beautifully uh, portrayed by Professor S. V. Raman, and he says that the wisdom of our country, the philosophy of our country, and the advancement or the technological updation of the West, these have to come together to give a newer meaning, a rather a richer meaning to the life that is to come. So this is something which we really believe, and also as in the Constitution of India, it is written that it is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The present scenario has made this certain sentence all the more apt. These two words, maybe an entire sentence, or maybe an entire philosophy in those two words, has made it so very important that we as a country and countrymen will have to really get together and share that which is good in one another. It's like typical Hindu marriage system, that whatever the case be, will be together and contribute in well-being of one another. Some firms are good at system making, some are good at execution, some in design philosophy, some in design philosophy detailing, some that are good in costing and making BOQs and that knowledge, some are good at services. To realize the same and being available to each other, professionals unconditionally, to be available for each other unconditionally, is something which we will have to do as a country. First is country, then it can go to the world as well. Because today, as I talk to you, it is Ashokji, you are there, and that is a connect that we have severed for 12 years, and today that is the reason why we are interacting today. So it is extremely important that whatever madness that I wanted, you supported it. Similarly, whatever your akanksha's were there, whatever that you, I was always there. We have been with each other, supported each other unconditionally without any star mark anywhere. And that is the reason this whole thing is. And so I really see to it that that knowledge base which anyone has in our country, we be available to each other unconditionally, and do we should not mind as well to approach others, because death, as we have come so very close to death in this pandemic, and it is just that today we are there, tomorrow we are not there. The value of our life is just a moment between the death and the life itself. So having said that, living all our aspirations, expectancies, and whatever largeness, smallness, whatever that is, we should be available to each other and really glorify this, that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the entire world is one, is mine, and we are all together to be there with each other. So having said that, yes, um, these are certain points which we feel that are very, very crucial and important to look into. Um, yes, Maitri, you wanted to say something? Then in that case, as you were portraying um, Ashokji, now we come to the same, and you were actually questioning that. So, what is it that the future holds in? Certainly, smart work is going to be one of the most important part. We also feel, in fact, so before certain few years, we realized that the work on site is going to be a kind of a luxury in coming times. We will have to, whatever dreams that we shape, we will have to shape them in a closed space and then transport and then really erect. Whereby such things will require really smart materials as well, and their combinations to make our projects. Not only that, but at the same time, there would be very rural approaches also, which have existed, and which we will have to explore and come up with also. So there are two ways of life which will go simultaneously, as we realize. Yes, Maitri.
Like we were just listing on what are the corona and building crisis. So, of course, the construction has shut down. The laborers are maybe less available. Then the safety and hygiene of labor is now looked at. And of course, the construction technology, what should be adapted. So these are the basic, I think, building industry facts that we have to look upon. And if we are majorly dependent upon laborers, then we really have to see how to really overcome that, or balance that in our construction, because we cannot acquire them more as we used to. And of course the social distancing we have to maintain, and of course the hygiene. So I think now, as we already said, that life of everyone has become a central goal, then we have to look for their hygiene. So separate kits for all laborers, and of course their uniforms. So the way they work would change. For social distancing, we may have to do certain we may have to adapt certain technology where we can precast or prefabricate parts of the building and then directly erect it on site, and that may be possible. So we don't have to work with the unknown people, the unknown laborers, but the factory staff who is already working in industry. So I think that kind of construction technology will change. I really think so. And the material that can set fast, that can construct fast, will also be needed in this time. Yes.
Yeah, so that is what we really feel, and there can be many things. Ashokji, very frankly speaking, it's a very wide subject that we are really covering it up. But yes, we certainly feel that these changes would be apparent in coming times. Yeah.
And of course, for designing of the architecture or the interior of the um, interior environment, there would be one layer added, like we have already added sustainability and energy efficient buildings and climate friendly buildings and behavior friendly buildings. Now there will be one layer added, hygiene friendly building. So I think for designing of any building, we'll have to look at this aspect. And yeah, so myself and Kalapi, we were talking that in Indian wisdom, the building is seen as a living organism, and that is what we call Vastu Purusha. So if the building is living organism, we have to really look for its birth and its nurturing and its health and hygiene. So there are a lot of aspects, there are a lot of detailings uh, uh, that would be added in our designing. I really feel so.
So the shift of the mind shift that everything is living will is something that everyone needs to really adopt, which our forefathers used to believe in, that everything has life into it. It is just the matra or the quantum that really changes, but everything has life. And so if everything has life, everything has to be valued. So having said that, yes, Ashokji, these are some of our thoughts related to your question. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kalapi ji or Maitri ji,
Yeah.
to share your experience with us. There's a question from Mr. Prakash. It's for a drywall actually, drywall concept.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Swam, I need to respond now or later?
So, Swam can't be heard. You can ask for the participants to raise questions.
He has
And
raised the question.
if
So I need,
if you'd like to answer now, you can answer now, or else you can keep for the last Q&A session.
okay, fine. So Kalapi ji and Maitri ji, it was very wonderful to have you and great pleasure to have you online.
Yeah.
And I thank you.
Lastly, we would want to say something actually. If it is
Please.
lastly, then we want to certainly say
It's not
something.
lastly, we are waiting for any questions.
Yeah, sure.
From the audience.
So, yeah.
Please tell us.
No, so we'll first of all conclude with the question answer session and then maybe go further.
No,
Yeah.
there's a question, but I will respond to him. I will write to him.
Yeah. So in that case, this actually, because this is एक विडम्बना ही कह लीजिए इसको कि शांति पाठ जो है वो ट्रम्प जी ने व्हाइट हाउस में करवाया, इसलिए जो उसका इम्पोर्टेंस बढ़ गया, पर हमारी संस्कृति तो इसमें हमेशा से मानती आई है और करती आई है। तो हम बिल्कुल चाहेंगे कि एक बार इसे बिल्कुल मैत्री जो है शांति पाठ करेगी और we will pray for this, for beautiful life ahead and peace everywhere in the world. Peace.
शांति अंतरिक्ष शांति पृथ्वी शांति राप शांति औषधयः शांति
वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिः ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वशान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
And may peace radiate there in the whole sky as well as in the vast ethereal space everywhere. May peace reign all over this earth, in water and all in trees and creepers. May peace flow over the whole universe. May peace be in the supreme being Brahma. And may there always exist in all peace, peace and peace alone. Om, peace, peace, peace to us and all beings. So thank you. Yes, it was very important for us that we.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Once again.
Are there questions? Are we having any questions?
Yes,
There are,
one more question has come.
No, there is one question, but it requires a lot of explanation, so I'll send a mail.
True. Sure. So do we conclude
Yeah.
the session?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ashok ji, Datta ji, entire team, Swaham ji, Vinay ji, and the entire Mapei team. And all to our lovely listeners, those who have really joined in and have honored us by their gracious presence. We are really thankful to one and all. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank
Namaskar.
you.